Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to Meet the Experts. I was trying to figure out whether this was episode 47 or 48. I gotta figure it out. I have it down as 48, but I think it's actually 47. Either way, welcome to Meet the Experts. I am 𝐍𝐢𝐜𝐤𝐲 your host, and that's about all I want to talk about me today, because this is all about our guests and letting them just have another platform, use technology to tell their stories, spread the message of what they do, who they are, who they help, and who they serve on video. So that there's just video content. We say if you want a year's worth of video content in 30 minutes or less, you should come on Meet the Experts, because we can provide that for you. I'm really super excited about this episode because my guest has kind of done a lot of things, and we're going to talk about that right now. Actually, Nicky Billou, he's AKA the Millionaire Maker, #1 international best-selling author of 8 books. There's a whole list of them, but things like Finish Line Thinking, How to Think and Win Like a Champion, skipping through some of these, How to Create $1 Million a Year Income, The Priceless Guide for Insurance Agents, or Insurance Agents, Professional Salespeople, and anyone with a big dream. My apologies. He's also read over 4,000 books, from biography, history, fictional literature, self-help, health and fitness, poetry, sales, spirituality, religion, blah, 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 right? Tons of stuff. But he also is the host of the #1 podcast in the world for thought leadership, the Thought Leader Revolution. You should check it out. And he's had guests like Dr. Ken Blanchard, John Maxwell, Jack Canfield. So some of the biggest authors and leadership coaches and speakers in the world have been guests on his show. So I feel like I'm lucky and privileged today to have my friend Nicky join me on the show today. So let's get him up here right now. Nicky, how the heck are you, man?
I'm blessed and grateful, Jay. Thanks for having me on the show. It's an honor to be here.
That's cool. I'm really looking forward to do this. So let's get started. Just tell us a little bit more about who you are and what you do.
Actually, that's a great question. I'm originally an immigrant from the Middle East. I'm a Christian from Iran. When I was 11 years old, the Islamic Revolution took place in Iran, and the relatively benign dictatorship of the Shah, which was very pro-Western and in many ways was looking toward progress for Iranians, was replaced by the absolute tyranny that was not at all benign of the mullahs, who sent us back to the 7th century. And my father, God rest his soul, he could see the writing on the wall. This was not going to be a great place for him to raise his family. So what he did is he made a plan, and he got us out of Iran and settled us where I now live in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. I thank God every day for my father. He changed the trajectory of our family's history. Our legacy is completely different. We live in a free society now and not in a tyrannical one. And I've become a champion of freedom, free expression, and free enterprise because of what my dad did, and being born in a tyrannical country and coming to the free West, I have an appreciation for freedom that maybe folks who've been born here that have never experienced anything but freedom don't have. Freedom's pretty precious stuff, and we're lucky that we get to live here. Now, I know that there's some people these days that have this belief that, oh my God, America, the West, so oppressive, so racist, so sexist, so terrible. And what I have to say to them is, are you freaking kidding me? Like, I'm not pretending it's perfect here or anything, but this is the greatest, most tolerant place on earth. And if you'd really like to experience real oppression, real racism, real sexism, come to Iran. I'll tell you what, 5 months ago, a young woman, 22 years old, was beaten to death by the police for being outside with their hair partially uncovered. You think about that. Women in Iran are not allowed to go outdoors with their hair or their skin showing. She was beaten to death for it. So, we're lucky that we live here, and I think we need to never take that for granted. Always act from a place of gratitude that we get to live here where opportunities abound. And my father believed in that, and he was an entrepreneur, and he was an uplifter of people, brother. Dad, if he knew you and you were looking for work, he'd work the phones and find you a job. If you were looking to start a business, he'd sit with you. He'd bring experts to help you out. He'd even find you capital if that's what you needed. And if you worked for him and you were trying to buy a car, a house, an apartment, and you didn't have enough money, he would top you up so you could buy that car, that house, that apartment. This is a man I grew up with, man. And you might be thinking to yourself, what are you talking about? Who does that? Well, the late, great Nicky Billou, for one. Right? Why? Well, first of all, he was a Christian. He believed very strongly that he had been blessed by God, and it was his duty to share those blessings with others.
Right.
But he also did it because he was rich and he could. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's awesome.
You know, for me, I wanted to be like Dad. I wanted to help people. I wanted to be a champion for people. So, you know what? It was a circuitous route, but eventually I became an entrepreneur whose business was helping people. How cool is that, right? And
that's the best.
So, you know, I just got out there and I was in the health and fitness space. I had a brand called the CEO Health Coach. I work with Olympic gold medalists, with multi-billionaires, folks like that. It was tremendous. It was amazing. But you know, I started to work with folks who were business people. And what I realized was a lot of people in business, they're good at what they do, but they suck at business. You know what I mean?
Right. Yes.
They don't get marketing and sales. They don't get hiring and firing and balance sheets and income statements and cash flow statements. They don't get systems and processes and culture and customer service. They get none of that stuff. And that's why their businesses stagnate. And especially marketing and sales. They just didn't get it. And it was killing them. They were scared of selling. I don't want to come across as pushy. I don't want to reek a commission breath. I don't want to be salesy. No. But the problem with that is, man, you don't get business you should get. And the good people you should be helping, they don't get you to help them.
Right.
They don't get you to help them. Instead, some charlatan marketer swoops in, some sociopath gets the business because they're good at selling, but they don't deliver crap. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And these good people, they get harmed. The sum total of goodness in the world goes down. And I saw that and I thought, wow, how do I do this? How do I help these people? And I remembered my dad used to say, son, remember, business is not about money. It's about people. Business is about solving problems for people for profit. He said, and remember, that's someone's father, someone's brother, someone's son, someone's husband, someone's mother, someone's daughter, right? Someone's sister, someone's wife. That's a hero to somebody. And that person, you know, they got hopes, dreams, fears. They maybe have been burned by life and maybe even burned by someone just like you. So it's your job to take care of them. And I just remembered that. And for me, that's what it was all about. And when I started to see good people like struggling because they were scared of selling, I thought, okay, what we're going to do now is we're going to help these people. What if we could reframe selling into serving? Nobody wants to be sold. You don't want to be sold. I don't want to be sold, but we love to be served by a good, caring human being. Mm-hmm. Every single one of us do. Just teaching people how to rewire their minds, that alone allowed people to double, triple, quadruple their sales. You know, that was incredible, right? And then the next thing was helping people market. And you can't market if you sound like everybody else. You need to have something that differentiates you in the marketplace, right? And this is where thought leadership comes in. An expert, someone who knows something. A thought leader is someone who's known for knowing something. You want to be known for knowing something. And I remember a young man was introduced to me, personal fitness trainer, just like I used to be. Good guy, but just sucked at business, made $1,200 a month, had 7 clients. Started working with me. And the first thing I did was I asked him, tell me about what you do and who you help. I'm a trainer. I help people lose weight. I help people put on muscle. I help people do competitions. No, man. You got to narrow your focus. It won't work. No, but I really can do anything. I said, anything? Yeah, I can help anybody. Yeah, anybody. Like, you mean anybody with a wallet and a pulse? Yeah, good one, Nicky. I guess so. No. Narrow. Okay. Doctors. Why doctors? Well, my dad's a doctor. I love doctors. I love my dad. All right. Plus, they make a lot of money. I'm like, no, God, no. No, we're doing it. Oh, all right. Didn't work. His name was Dan. Dan, it's not working. We got to change this. Got to narrow your focus more. Okay. Narrow my focus more. Got it. Cardiologist. Narrow focus. They make more money than doctors. Yeah. I'm like, oh my God. What are you doing? Didn't work.
Yeah.
And then serendipity strikes. The good Lord brings him a Paralympian athlete. Missing legs since childhood. They hit it off. Helps this guy get into shape to win medals at a competition. Then he comes to me all sheepish. Oh, God, Nicky. Oh, my God, I screwed up. Yes, you did. I've been trying to go after people just for the money. Yes, you have. I should just be trying to help people. Yes, you should. I want to help people with missing limbs. I know what problems they have, and I really can help them. So, you know what? I said, go for it. In 6 weeks, he signs up 400 clients.
Wow.
He goes from $1,200 a month to $100,000+ a month, bro. Not 10, but 2 zeros. Just look at those. Look, those are beautiful sized monthly checks. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And why was that possible? Well, first of all, he stopped going after the money. He started helping people. So the money started coming after him, which was beautiful. Secondly, nobody else was going after people with missing limbs. They thought they can't work out. So he had a blue ocean.
Yeah.
The virgin market, right? And then finally, this was a powerful message. A message that was not about him making money, but it was a message about helping people. Put yourself in the shoes of someone with missing limbs, Jay.
Yeah.
They probably aren't thrilled that they don't have all their limbs. Would you agree with that? They would prefer to have all their limbs. And they probably have at least some level of limitation in their beliefs in terms of what they physically can do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Danny helped rewire that. He said, you can do anything anybody else can do. And I'm going to prove it to you. And that message landed. Because isn't that what everybody wants to believe? That they belong, they can be just like anybody else, they can be just as good as anybody else. That's a powerful message. It was niche in a way, but it was also universal in another way. And that's how Danny, by becoming a thought leader, becoming known for being the go-to person, helping people with missing limbs, with fitness, just exploded his income.
I totally love that. I think that you've said so many things. You know, I've often said too, you know, it's business is about relationships, it's about, you know, people don't sell products and services, they sell transformations, right? That's an old quote. I don't take credit for it, but we believe it. You know, you're trying to help, you know, the sales and all that. The transformation is the product and service. And if you can get paid to do it because you can deliver on it, well, then that's great. That's a business, right? But it is all about building relationships and not commission breath and reeking of commission breath. So I do love so many. You said there's so much gold in what you just said. So let's go a little bit more deeper though. So with you specifically, now I know you helped Danny, right? The fitness guy. Talk about some of your main products and services. Like who do you go after? Who's in your niche?
Well, that's a great question. So, I have a couple of niches, but I'll tell you about one main one right now. Is we work with primarily coaches and consultants and, you know, speakers and authors and corporate trainers and other trainers, people who sell their expertise for a living, and they offer outcomes when it comes to, you know, business, making money, building wealth, that sort of thing. They offer outcomes with respect to health and fitness and well-being, and they offer outcomes with respect to relationships. So those are typically the folks that we work with. They're typically making under $1 million in sales, and our sweet spot really is someone making kind of under $250,000. Okay. Because we're really good at helping that person get to $500,000 to $1 million. And we're good at getting people that are at $500,000 to $1 million to $2 to $3 to $4 to $5 million as well. but a lot of our clients tend to be those folks that are under $250,000. And what we do, the outcome we promise them is we're going to help you take your business to between $500,000 and $2.5 million a year while working 10 hours to 20 hours less per week. That's our outcome promise. And the primary way that we do this is we have a quarterly transformational workshop called the Branded Thought Leader Immersion Workshop. We just had one last week. We got another one coming up in April. And in these programs that we offer, we help people, get clear on their thought leadership, get a tight, dialed in message, get really clear on who their ideal client is, that the people that they can help the most. We help them develop their thought leadership through building IP as well. And we show them how to sell fearlessly through service rather than commission breath.
I love that. Anyway, we're taking that away, like hashtag don't have commission breath, right? But so you said
that's a good one.
you help. So when you said you help them develop their intellectual property, that was the IP, right? That you were talking about?
Yeah.
Okay. And then I did notice on your website, and I have a link at the bottom of the screen on the ticker, learn more at 𝐍𝐢𝐜𝐤𝐷.com. I did see where you had that workshop last week. Oh, okay. So you actually have a framework and a worksheet to
yeah. There's this is an area that I've worked on. There's 56 of these pink colored sheets. They're basically IP.
Okay.
In an area, and we show people how to. This is in a folder. My folder is high performance and winning. So we help you come up with 5 to 9 of these potential folders, and you use that as the basis for delivering workshops, talks, writing a book, putting a podcast series together, running a coaching program, things like that.
Incredible. Hey, while we're on that subject, and while you mentioned podcast, tell us a little bit about your podcast.
Yeah, so my podcast, I've got 2 of them actually.
Okay.
But my business podcast is called The Thought Leader Revolution, and it's a podcast that's designed for folks who are interested in learning about how to use thought leadership to grow a 7-figure practice. And we bring people on. Our guests on the show have typically been, world-renowned thought leaders. Some of them are like celebrities and famous people like Dr. John Maxwell, like Jack Canfield from Chicken Soup, and George Ross from, The Apprentice, folks like that. But we've also had people that, are well-known in their field, but aren't necessarily famous. They're professionally famous. And cool. That's typically what that show's about. They tell their story. They give us some good insights that you can use, and then I do once a week, I do something called a thought leader nugget, where I just give you a nugget of gold that you can use in your business to help take your business to another level. And very soon we're launching something called Emerging Thought Leaders, where we're going to bring on people who aren't necessarily world famous, but these are emerging thought leaders. And we want to showcase them a little bit, and good way for us to build relationships with folks who are potentially going to be interested in the work that we do.
Fantastic. I was going to ask you to share a customer winner testimonial, but I think you did that with Danny's story. I mean, that sounds like an incredible customer winner testimonial. I mean, to really figure out the niche, the whole rewiring of the brain to go after something, and then to see those results is incredible. So let's stick with you a little bit here. So the next question, I often call it the earned it, learned it, or proved your authority question. So any titles or certifications or anything that has taught you what you need to do that has gotten you to this place?
Well, I mean, academically, I have a Bachelor of Commerce degree, which is a business degree from the University of Toronto. I also have a master's from Georgetown University in Washington, D.C. I graduated magna cum laude over there. So I've been there and done that academically. I studied with Janet and Jonathan Kramer in learning the Silva method. And I took the advanced programs there. I took NLP. I took NLP Master Practitioner and Practitioner. I did the Landmark Worldwide's programs. I then became an introduction leader at Landmark as well. I got involved in the work of Justin Sterling, the Sterling Men's Weekend, and I got into leadership there. I led teams. I led something called a Point Program, which was a program for folks, new men in that work. Like, I'm a learner, man, so I got a ton of that stuff going for me. And, you know, Robin Sharma, who was a client of mine when I was a fitness coach, he taught me that if you ever want to double your income in any given year, you need to triple your investment in personal and professional development. That's why I tell people, hashtag don't do 2023 alone. Make sure you got coaches, make sure you got mentors, you're part of peer groups, you attend conferences, you do the courses, you read the books. All of those things, in my opinion, are straight up important, you know, for you to be able to win at where you're looking to do in the world, you know. So anybody who's like looking to get to the next level, that's what they ought to do. And I'll tell you another quick story. We had a client, her name was Adele, and she had been working with some charlatan marketers, and she'd spent $125,000 on her business with zero return. These folks would take her money and give her nothing. And, you know, I met her and I knew what was not working in her business. And I said, look, we can help you. And she ended up trusting us and she signed up with us. And the first thing we had her do was narrow who she was going after and position herself with a solution to a problem, a real outcome that she could help folks achieve. And as soon as she did that, we had her go speak to a whole bunch of her clients and potential clients and prospects. She went from making $500 a month to, in her best month, making over 50 grand a month. On average, she went from $2,000 a month to $20,000 a month. And that was all possible because she didn't try to do it alone anymore. She got help. She got the right mentorship. She stopped being with the charlatan marketers. And that really made a big difference.
I'm so glad you said that too, because it's been a theme on this show where when I ask that question, I think the reason I ask that question is because there are a lot of people that will say it's not really about the fancy degrees. It's about what are you reading? Who are you surrounding yourself with? Who are you with? That's the education that I think makes the biggest difference in people's lives is just what are you consuming, right? Are you consuming stuff that's going to be good for growth? Are you investing in your personal and professional development? I think you're right. You know, I'm you know, a school of hard knocks guy, right? I'm in my 40s. I don't have a college degree. And I've been able to be successful because I try to learn. I'm a lifelong student of what do I need to do to move forward in life, right? So if it's a certain topic or a certain group that I need to be a part of, I do those things. And I think that it's really, I think the reason I put that question in there and I ask it on every episode is really it's becoming a pattern and it's proving a point that if you invest in yourself, that is going to be your education. The education is there, right? It's in personal investment, professional growth. So
100%, man. 100%.
So Nicky, tell us something personally, professionally, whatever, but and I'm sure you got a long list, but just tell us something that you're truly thankful for.
I'm thankful I have two great sons, brother.
Yeah.
You know, God has blessed me.
Awesome. That is awesome. I love that. And I think that family comes up a lot when I ask that question too. So now what are they like? Are they tell us about your boys.
Well, my one son, he's going to turn 17 tomorrow.
Cool.
And he's a teenager, so you know he's doing the things teenage boys do. Some of it's great, some of it, you know, we don't necessarily approve of, but it is what it is. They both go to school. he plays soccer, or as I like to call it, the real football, because it's actually
Right.
played with your feet. And he's quite the soccer player. And the other one, he's 15. He's about to turn 15. He's still 14. He plays hockey.
Awesome.
They both go to school. They both study. We're always on them to take their studying to the next level.
I love that. Do either one of them have aspirations of entrepreneur? They have the entrepreneurial spirit.
I think they both do, but they're teenagers. They're not looking at that right now. They're looking at their current life.
Yeah, absolutely.
The older one wants to play professional soccer. So, we're doing everything we can to see if he can make that dream happen for himself.
Great goal. Good. That's awesome. And that's great to support the kids in what they're trying to do, I think is huge. So look, Nicky, this has been awesome. An awesome interview. I got one more question. Don't feel free to rush through it, but I really find that this is an important question, especially when we're talking about sales, overcoming objections, or just really, I don't even look at it as sales and overcoming objections. It's really when you're offering your products and services, you probably get the same questions or the same objections over and over and over again, because people are concerned about making an investment or doing something. So, and there's a reason websites put an FAQ section on, right? And they answer questions on their website. So on video, what are some questions or possible objections that just keep coming up for you? And you just, how do you answer it on video so that you can put it on your website?
Well, this is not something that can be done in a 2 or 3 minute answer even.
Sure.
But the main objections that I think anybody gets are the money. It's too much money. I need to talk to my wife or my business partner or my husband or my business partner.
Right.
Or I need to think about it. Right. So it's money, time, spouse or partner. None of them are the real objection. None of them. The real objection is, will this work for me? That's underlying all of it. Will this work for me? And, our job in dealing with those objections is to, first of all, just check in and see if that's the only objection. Other than that, is there any reason they wouldn't want to take action to solve their problem? And that's the way I talk about it. I don't talk about them investing in my program. I talk about them investing in solving their problem, because they don't really care about my program. They care about solving their problem.
Right.
And if they say, no, this is really the only reason, then I tackle it head on. Now, if it really isn't the only one, and there's a whole bunch of them, or they're just going to go through between each one, I tackle each one of them in turn. I just, if someone's a good fit, I keep taking a stand until they say yes or no.
I love it. I love that.
That's just the way it's got to be.
I love that you said that too, because so succinctly, and I think we always do hear the money, the time, the other partner, right? And I mean that comes up constantly. And I thought when you said that, and I'm really glad you said that, it was like, will this work for me, as the real thing? Because I was thinking, is it just fear? But maybe it is. It's that doubt or that questioning. So I think in selling something, we really do have to focus on showing people how it can work for them, and how how to make that transformation, how they can visualize themselves in that transformation. So cool. Nicky, this has been an awesome episode. Super fun. I think you dropped in the first 10 minutes alone. I think you dropped like 15 awesome bombs or nuggets. If you go back when we listen to this back, maybe we helped you with a couple of sound bites to help you on your podcast. But thank you so much for coming on, and thanks for getting to know us a little bit better.
Jay, thanks for having me on, man. It was a lot of fun being here. God bless you.
You too, man. We'll talk soon. Thanks, Nicky.
Cheers.
That was a lot of fun. Looking forward to getting to know Nicky more. If you want to get to learn more about Nicky and what he's doing at the 𝐍𝐤𝐜 Academy, just go to 𝐍𝐤𝐜academy.com, and it's right there at the bottom on the ticker. So go check it out right now. Learn how you can get involved, and especially if you are that coach, consultant, expert, and you want to develop out your thought leadership. Strongly recommend going and checking it out. Our next episode is this Thursday, the 26th. Don't actually have it up in front of me who that is, but this Thursday at 11 a.m., we will be back with another episode of Meet the Experts, followed by another one on Tuesday. We are full through January and really excited. We're coming close to episode 50, so maybe we'll do something cool for that. And but until next time, if you would like to be a guest on Meet the Experts, new ticker at the bottom of the screen, just head over to our brand new guest experience and website. It's meettheexpertspodcast.com. That's just meettheexpertspodcast.com. If you are a small business owner looking for video content, we want to help. Most business owners have no clue how to come up with the content they need to market their business. I want to give you some free content that you can use, years worth of content in under 30 minutes. I promise I'll show you exactly how that works. Until next time, have a wonderful day. Thanks for being here with us today on